Hey doc, are you thinking about selling your practice in the next 1 to 2 years, but you don't know how to go about doing it? Usually, the first step in the process is to figure out the value of the practice so you can begin discussions with prospective buyers. But what I've been finding recently is that most docs don't want to go through this process until they have buyers to talk to. The other side of this challenge is that docs don't know where to even find these buyers. You can't just put an ad on Planet Chiro anymore and expect to find a buyer within a couple of weeks. It's just not working anymore. Lucky for you, we have found something that produces chiropractic buyer leads for practices like yours, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it yourself in an hour or two and a couple $100s. So the first step is to make a landing page to show docs the highlights of the practice and ask them if they want more information on the financials. So you can see here, we talk about the practice for sale and a little bit about where it's from. We showcase the family-based practice, PVA over 100, long-term care approach, 30-year reputation, 95% reproducible profitability, X-ray in the practice. These are the highlights. The call to action here is to get them to download the financials. So the goal is to capture the name and email of the interested docs in exchange for your financial data, because that's what everybody wants to see, is how the practice is actually running financially. So when they enter their name and email, we also ask for their phone number. Then it's prompted them to a thank you page, which basically just thanks them for going through the process, and then they can be rest assured that the process is underway. Here's where you're going to want to follow up with the leads that opt in with a non-disclosure agreement so they can't share your financials with anyone else. There are lots of NDA templates online that you can download and customize yourself. Simply email this NDA to your leads and tell them to scan or fax it back to you in order to see your financials. Now that you have the system created, you need to get the right eyeballs on your landing page. This is where we use Facebook ads since they have amazing targeting capabilities. So go to your Facebook, click the side arrow, and there should be a link that says Manage Ads. If this is your first time, then you might need to go through a setup process to actually input your business details and a credit card. But since I've already done this, I'm going to go ahead and click the green button at the top that says Create Ad. So what we're going to want to do is send people to a destination on or off Facebook. That's where we can change this campaign name, Practice for Sale. So this is the page that will open up if you're new to Facebook ads. What we're going to want to do is input our province or our state if you're American. I am in Ontario, so that's where I'm going to target. Age is kind of irrelevant since we're only targeting chiropractors anyways, which we take care of in detailed targeting. So when we click here, then this is where we want to type Chiropractic College. You can see on the side, some of them are interests, some of them are schools, but that's okay because sometimes they show up as both. Either way, we can bet that those are chiropractors that we're targeting. So click Texas, New York, Logan, Sherman, Cleveland. We can see CMCC shows up as an interest, not a school. That's interesting, but we still want those people, right? So keep going through the list until you've got all the ones you want. Life University shows up as school, Texas Chiropractic College, school, Logan University as a school, Parker University as a school. Okay, so people in Ontario between the age of 18 and 65 who are interested in these schools or went to these schools, we can see there's 5,000 people. So what we want to do is move on and edit placement. So we don't want audience network, we don't want Instagram, and when we click this drop-down menu, we want to get rid of right column as well, which just leaves us with the Facebook newsfeed. I like to start at $5 a day, and then you can give this ad set a new name, but probably irrelevant, so just click continue. Okay, so here's where we actually create the ad. So the first step is to upload images, and when you click that, it just pulls from the computer. I added the practice for sale image, but I already had that loaded. So we're just gonna, actually I guess it already recognized that. Here's where you find your Facebook page. And in this website URL, that's when you take the actual domain name, the actual URL of your landing page. Just grab that and paste it. So in the headline, that's where we can say, download the financials of this new practice for sale. And in the text, that's when we want to give them a little teaser. So we'll say, new chiropractic practice for sale. We can insert benefits here and here and here. Click the button. Let's say click the Learn More button to view our practice financials. I like to leave it on Learn More because that's actually one of the highest converting buttons that Facebook has found. And give a little newsfeed link description, which would show up here. So we can say 30 years in practice, high profitability. See if this is the practice for you. Okay, display links, sometimes it automatically fills that in, but I don't like to take chances because then the ad gets disapproved sometimes. So I'll copy that, paste it there. Same thing. Don't worry about URL parameters, but I do like to track all conversions from my Facebook pixel if that's something you're comfortable with, and I'll show you why in the reporting. But here's where we just click place order, and then you just leave it in Facebook's hands to deliver you the leads. So I want to show you the results of our most recent campaign, which was the Oakville practice for sale that we've just put together as an example in this video because it did work really well. Here are the emails that we saw. These are the leads that came in. There's a few practices in here, but you can see the second, there's 3 here, 3 on the 3rd, on the 8th, the 9th, 3 on the 9th, the 10th, 11th, etc., etc., etc. These are all people who have raised their hand. So if we look at what Facebook's showing us, it shows us that of all 5,000 chiropractors that we saw are available on Facebook within Ontario, we reached 2,461 of them. So that's 50% of the chiropractors in Ontario that we reached for only $183.74. So if you compare that to trying to go to events and seminars and talking to all these people or doing a printout across all of Ontario, you can imagine how timely and expensive that would be. Whereas this process was between October 31st and December 6th that we could reach half of all of our potential buyers. So out of the 2,461 people we reached, 218 of them actually clicked on our ad, and 18 of them actually went through the process, put in their name, email, phone number, and said, yes, let's view the practice stats. So that came in at $10.21 per lead. So if we compare that to some of the brokers out there who are willing to sell your practice but take 5 to 7% of the entire practice sale, then compare that to amount of $183.74 that it costed our buyer to actually get a deal crafted with this seller after only about a month and a half. I understand most of you don't know how to create landing page funnels or set up converting Facebook ads. I also understand that the more you try to do this process yourself, the more distracted you are from your practice, which often causes revenue to slide, and therefore you're actually devaluing your practice in the process. We have the team, we have the assets, and we have the experience to do this for you. So if you're considering selling your practice, let us take care of this process because the odds of you actually taking the time to go through this learning curve are low. Things that take time to learn often then get put off. Then you'll be sitting here thinking about selling your practice in another year from now, not being any further ahead. Besides, we've spent the money to test different landing pages to see what's working. We've invested in the automation software, so the leads that opt in for the financials receive the NDA automatically in seconds. So whether they request it during your practice hours or at 3 a.m., they'll be able to move forward without you. We've also figured out that most people don't want to print a piece of paper, sign it, scan it or fax it, and then it's too much work, they get busy, they forget about it, and it just doesn't happen. Whether they're still interested or not, it's just too much friction. That's why we've also learned to invest in the technology to allow these docs to click a button and type their signature online. Boom, it's back in seconds and the financials get delivered automatically. So here's the deal. We would love to help you find potential buyers for your practice, but we're cautious which practices we work with since it's our brand representing the practice to the chiropractic community and our name on the line. So if you want to see if we can work together, just answer a few of the questions below to get the conversation started and we'll see if you're a fit. We'll reach out to you right away to see if we can help you out. Thanks and good luck on the process.